Hi, Neetu. Welcome to Sound of Silence and welcome to the interiors of the Mercedes EQB. Now, as you all know, this essentially is the GLB's electric version, so the interiors are also very similar. In fact, they're identical. The only subtle differences are that the coloring of the air vents here is in rose gold and it looks very nice and has a very soothing effect on you. It just feels very soothing to sit in. The seats also have this rose gold effect on them, and of course, there's use of fabric along with leather. So it really is a very nice and soothing car to be sitting in. Of course, there's no sound because there's no engine; it's only electric drivetrain, so that also adds to that sound. Talking about sound, the stereo on this car is a Burmeister system, and I have to say that Mercedes makes the best sound systems. Lots of woofers, subwoofers, tweeters, everything is there, and the quality of the music really is very good. You also get a big 10-inch screen over here, and of course, completely digital dials for the driver, which also look very elegant. And I have to say that Mercedes app that they have, the MBUX app, really works very well on this car. I've tried it out with the Mercedes C-Class before, and I have to say that it's a fantastic app. And this here also is quite good to operate. You get a lot of features to choose, and of course you can change the kind of drive modes you want. You can choose different modes by pressing this button. You can of course choose the camera angle, what kind of camera angle you want, and of course the maps, radio, everything is taken care of by these controls over here. The volume rocker also feels very good, and I'm glad that they've given you that roller type of volume rocker and not just touchscreen over here. So that's something excellent. And of course, general fit and finish is good. USB charging ports, couple of beverage holders, and a big box where you can keep a host of stuff and a couple of charging points as well over there. Now the big highlight, as I said, is the stereo. But apart from that, lots of good ambient lighting elements. You can of course change the ambient lighting color depending on what mood you're in. And over here, when you play music, there's a little bit of lighting which also comes, and that also looks very cool and very elegant. Seat comfort is good, and just in general, the fit and finish, the ambience, and just having this Mercedes over here with you, the logo, gives you that sense of satisfaction that you've spent your money on the right car. Now, talking about the steering wheel and the logo, lots of touches over here. There's a little pad where you can touch and operate the touchscreen, and a pad over here where you can change the fonts and the menus over here on the driver's display. In all and in overall terms, I think Mercedes has done a good job with the EQB, and they really have taken the game forward in the electric vehicle department. And really, they're launching a lot of EVs. Stay tuned for the next year because they'll launch a few more, and then you'll really see the full might of the EV range from Mercedes. Anyways, now let's jump in the back seat and see how good that really is. Well, I'm sure by now all of you are aware that Woodmore are the online expert when it comes to spare parts. And the best point is that they have the spare parts for all vehicles available in India. So even if your car is out of production now, maybe you have a large generation model, even then they have the spare part available. They have the entire catalog. And the best point is that they have the same spare part from a host of different component makers, which gives you great flexibility in the pricing overall. I'm in the second row of the EQB, and as you can see, knee room is quite sufficient. Headroom also is generous. Mine, for reference, is 5'10", in case you've forgotten over these years. And in terms of space, there's loads of space. The front seat has been raised up slightly so I can stretch my feet over there as well. And the best point is the second row, you can slide the seat forward completely like this. So if you have someone who's about 5'5" here, you can still manage lots of space. And of course, you can also move it around. The backrest also moves, so it depends on what kind of mood you're sitting in. You can move it forward or back and reveal more space for the passenger at the last row. In terms of width, it's not a very wide car, but I think three occupants can still accommodate themselves. Not an issue. The seats cob though, I wish had a little better support because the under thigh support is a little missing. So that's something which would have been more generous and welcome, but still it is quite good. You also get these nice and fancy design for the cup holders, and these are adjustable in nature, so it doesn't matter where you're buying your coffee from. It can be from Tim Hortons, from Starbucks, or even from McDonald's. All of them will fit quite nicely into these cup holders over here. Couple of AC vents, small place where maybe you can keep your wallet, not a cell phone but a wallet for sure. USB type C charging point, nets over at the back so you can accommodate those files, and top bins are large enough for those big bottles, and very square windows so you never feel claustrophobic inside this cabin. And also you get a small roof over here. The sunroof is there, which looks nice and fancy as well. So overall, quite a good place to be. and I think that Mercedes has done a good job. Seat support could have been better, but I think other than that, space-wise, it's quite okay. 8 out of 10. Let's jump in the back seat now, last row, and see how good that really is. Now I'm in the last row of the Mercedes EQB, and the front row, the second row, has been pushed all the way front forward, both the railing wise, and also this backrest is also in its front position. So you can see it's in the most front position now, and there I've got just about enough space to be sitting over here. My height is 5'10", so Mercedes is absolutely right when they say that these seats are basically meant for kids and toddlers at home. If you have 7-8 year olds, 10 years old, they'll be quite okay in these seats for long distances, but anyone who's older than that and longer, taller than that, will not really appreciate you making them sit in these seats. Seat comfort is quite okay otherwise. Seat comfort is quite okay, and there's a decent amount of space as well. But yes, leg room is a big issue. Couple of beverage holders over here, and you also get a tray over here where you can keep your cell phone and USB Type-C charging points. And the windows are also nice and large to give you good amount of light inside the cabin. So you never really feel claustrophobic when you're sitting in. Even though space is tight, you don't feel claustrophobic even in the last row of the EQB. Now I've seen the interiors, we've talked about the features. Let's show you the boot and then take this car out to drive, because we're in the beautiful location of Kodaikanal down in Tamil Nadu. So we'll show you the roads and of course drive it and tell you how this car is to drive over here. Well, let's quickly show you the boot of the EQB with all the rows up. If you have all the rows up and you want to place some luggage over here, then good luck with that, because you'll have to get another car behind you and ask the luggage to be transported in that car, because there's virtually no space for maybe one bag. But of course, Mercedes say that the practicality of this car is enhanced because the seating options can be moved around a bit. So you can of course drop the backrest of this seat down and keep this one up, so there's a little more space. Or you can also drop both of them down by using this red tab here, and then you reveal about 680 liters of space, which is quite substantial. If of course you decide to drop all the rows down, you get another 1000 liters of space, so it's almost 70 liters of space, which is really massive. And of course individually also the seats can go up or down, so in terms of practicality, that is taken care of. So yes, you can still use it as a 6-seater and have this or this seat down and have at least a couple of big bags and one small bag over here. So that ways it is quite substantial. Best point is that it is a powered tailgate, so you don't have to use your muscles or put in any effort, and that makes it quite a decent place to be. So because of the practical bits, I'll give the boot 8 out of 10. Now enough of showing the interiors and the different bits, let's get to the driving, because that's where the fun of this car really is. Well, so now I'm driving the Mercedes EQB. This of course is the electric version of the GLB, which we've already driven separately. You can see that video by clicking in the link below. What you like about this car is the fact that it just cocoons you from anything else outside. Once you shut these doors, there's nothing which will disturb you. It's a very quiet cabin and something that you'll truly enjoy, like all Mercedes cars. Official output is 228 bhp, and this car's range is 419 kilometers with a full 100% battery charged up. So you can expect about 360 or 370 in real world conditions. It's roughly about 10 or 12% away, but I think maybe if you're light footed, you can do better and come as close as you can to those 419 kilometers that they've claimed. What you will like, of course, is the fact that the ride comfort is truly exemplary. It just feels like you're gliding on clouds. It really is very good. It soaks in the bumps very well. And apart from the ride comfort, what you'll also really enjoy on this car is the fact that this car's handling is really nice. The steering wheel is quite responsive, it's quite accurate, and it's very well weighed as well. It's neither too heavy, neither is it too firm. And of course, if you want to make it really heavy, you can put it in dynamic mode, and that's where, or sport mode rather, that's where all the fun factor is, because it becomes heavy, engaging, and the drivetrain also becomes quite aggressive and very responsive to all your throttle inputs. Apart from this, what you'll also enjoy is the fact that this car feels very nice and responsive in terms of the outright speed that it displays. Now you have to be a little careful, because when you see the odometer or the speedometer, the speed is actually much higher than what you're thinking, and that ways you have to just feather the throttle sometimes, because you might be doing illegal speed without knowing it. This car really does mask its speed very well. in that sense. Now, apart from all this, what I've also enjoyed is the visibility. Front visibility is very good. You can see the edges of the bonnet, and the side visibility through these mirrors also is quite good. So that's also something which I have truly enjoyed. And really, ride comfort is good, handling is good, acceleration is good, and the range also is good, which means that range anxiety issues will really be taken care of. So what is my final verdict with this car? Well, officially prices haven't been announced just as yet, but if you're in the market for a luxury SUV, but you want a relatively compact car because it's much smaller than the GLS, but if you also want an EV, then I think this is a great choice for you. Just go to a Mercedes dealership and book yourself this car, and you will not go wrong, because Mercedes is offering 8 years warranty. Apart from the 8 years warranty, they have the best in business in terms of the numbers. They have the best in business sales as well as after sales supports, dealers and workshops, which means that you really are taken care of very well, and there's nothing which is going to give you any kind of tension, any kind of stress. And all these things ultimately mean that this is a very good package in the truest sense of the word. Just go ahead and buy it. If you have this kind of cash lying around, officially the price haven't been announced, but I think they should be a little over 80 lakh rupees ex-showroom, maybe closer to 1 crore. And for that kind of money, this car definitely makes good sense. See you guys in the next one. If you watch this video till the end, please like, share and subscribe.